Yo, what's poppin' Pokepals? Rare Boy here, and I'm back with another impossible Pokemon challenge. Today we're gonna find out if it's possible to beat Pokemon Ruby with only a Phione. The reason why I chose Phione is because it only learns Water, Ice, and Normal type moves, so our move pool is gonna be severely limited this run. Our stats are pretty solid though, we have 80 across the board. Before we can even begin our challenge though, we first need to import Phione's sprite into our ROM of Ruby. For anyone who's been watching the series since the beginning, you'll notice I'm actually using a new program to import sprites, because the sprites come out much cleaner and vibrant with this new program. I also no longer have to worry about the whole same color scheme nonsense, which was always off or made our contenders look funny. I'm also able to edit the Pokemon summary or icon sprite for the first time in this series, so that's the first, and it's going to be exciting. I still need to remove a Pokemon we wouldn't normally encounter during a normal playthrough of whatever game we're doing this run in, and this time around I chose Lantern just because. Since we would not run into a wild or trainer-owned Lantern in Pokemon Ruby, having Phione replace Lantern makes for the most authentic experience. The next thing I do is edit Lantern's internal data so that it becomes Phione. I edit its typing, base stats, TM and HM compatibility, and level up moveset. For this run we have no ability as you can see, because Phione's only ability, Hydration, did not come out until its debut Generation 4. Now that Phione is in our game, let's review the rules of the run. The first rule is that I'm only allowed to use Phione in battle. We are allowed to capture other Pokemon for HM usage, but they cannot assist Phione by any means. The second rule is that I'm only allowed to use items outside of battle. Held items such as leftovers are okay, but items such as X items and Hyper Potions are banned until the battle is over. And finally, no glitches or exploits will be used to complete this game. It's just a normal playthrough of Pokemon Ruby, but with the Phione. With the rules explained in our Phione in game, let's jump into some gameplay. The first thing I do is pick up Phione from Professor Birch's bag. For this run, I replace Mudkip so our rival takes Trico for even more of a challenge. After saving Professor Birch's life, we head back to his lab where he gives me the option to nickname Phione. I name our baby Manaphy Da Baby, cause it's the baby form of Manaphy.
Let's go!
I take a look at its stats and it has a Tibin nature, so more speed but less attack, which is actually perfect since all water type moves are special in Generation 3. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate how amazing the sprites came out with this new program, and the icon sprite as well? This made me so happy, you guys have no idea. This means all future Gen 3 games will have much more beautiful looking sprites. Now if we could just fix Gen 2's issue. Anyways, with the baby on the team, it's time to conquer the Hoenn region. After grinding on nothing but wild Zigzagoons for speed EVs and learning Charm, we take on May at level 10, and after one Charm, Trico had no hope of defeating the baby. Believe it or not, we almost lost to Roxanne at level 12 because of how weak Bubble is. Geodude not only took our Bubble, but retaliated with a powerful Rock Tomb, which also lowered our speed. When Nosepass came out, I spammed Charms until Nosepass had -6 in attack, and proceeded to whittle him down with Bubbles. In the end, we wound up winning with only 4 HP remaining. I never thought I'd see the day where a Water type almost lost to a Rock type gym leader. For Brawly, I made the smart decision of grinding to level 24 so that I could replace Bubble with Bubble Beam. With our new stab move, we made quick and easy work of his macho fighting types. I went straight for the infamous May fight, but because she now has both a water and a grass type on her team, we get shut down hard. We got so close to winning, but because Phione dropped Grovyle into his overgrowth range, his absorb started dealing and healing too much for us to contest. 4 levels later, and our damage output is much better thanks to Oddish yielding special attack EVs in the area. We also landed a huge crit on Grovyle to drop him almost instantly. On to our first roadblock with Watson. Is what I would have said if not for our special attack EVs. We completely swept Watson's team on our first try even after getting Parafusion from Watson's Magneton. That was insane. Up next is our first battle against Team Magma leader Maxie, and while we couldn't OHKO either Mightyena or Golbat, we still won this match fairly easily. I can't believe how much stronger Phione is just by replacing Bubble with Bubble Beam. Yeah, so Flannery. Surprisingly, Torkoal survived our bubble beam, but other than that, this was kind of a waste of footage, as you could have guessed. The fight against our father Norman was a marathon, on the other hand. I played it smart though, and we won with some good old-fashioned RNG. First, I maxed out my defense with acid armor. Thanks to Slacking only being able to attack us every other turn, that was fairly easy. Once we maxed out our defenses and woke up from our nap, we spammed Secret Power until Slacking became paralyzed. Then I used Supersonic to confuse the Lazy King to give myself the best chances of not getting hit by Slacking, and it pays off as we take his first Slacking down while still in great condition. Vigoroth went down to only 2 bubble beams respectfully, but then his last Slacking came in. Like the first one, I parafused him and then went on the offenses, but because this one has Slack Off, this became a back and forth marathon to the point where I thought I was going to run out of bubble beams. Eventually, we brought him down and our father awards us with our 5th gym badge. With our latest gym badge, we now have access to Surf, our strongest stab move, which we use to get back to Morvile City and convert my college funds into coins to get the TM for Ice Beam. This move will certainly come in handy for our next gym match against Winona and the Elite Four member Drake should we ever make it to him. Before Winona though, we have our final May fight, and thanks to our much better move diversity, this match was a quick and easy sweep. Winona time, and aside from Pelipper causing some issues, this match went exactly as you'd expected thanks to our new move Ice Beam. We actually beat Tate and Liza on our first attempt for the first time ever in the Impossible Pokemon Challenge series. Our Mystic Water boosted Surf was just too much for the Celestial Rocks to handle. One final fight against Maxie, and with our stronger moveset, we swept through his team easily and awoken the mighty Groudon, who finally got his revenge with a powered up Earthquake, effectively one-shotting the baby. See what happens when you spare him in previous runs, people? This is why we have to kill him in cold blood. This is it, the final gym fight against Wallace. Unfortunately for us though, our moveset is just not built for fellow water types. Despite our glaring disadvantage, we made it all the way to his Ace Milotic. I'll level up a bit and pick up the Silk Scarf, so our secret power deals more damage, but that's about all I can do at this point. I level up to 60 so our attack stat reaches 100, and with the small boost from the Silk Scarf, we had a much easier time against Wallace's Pokemon. That is until Milotic. Even at this level, she is just way too bulky for our little Phione. We trade blows back and forth, but in the end Milotic deals too much to us and has access to recover, so she can also stall us out. I unfortunately maxed out my stats so I can't boost our attacks with EVs, which means I'll just have to level up to an absurd level. I tried again at level 70, and we could have lost this attempt if Wallace decided to spam recover again, but he didn't thankfully. Milotic was actually the main reason why I opted to do this run in Ruby over Fire Red, because I knew she'd be the wall for baby Manaphy. Our next big threat is going to be Glacier's Walrein, and I'm certainly not looking forward to him. At the end of Victory Road is a surprise fight against Wally, but in solo runs like this, the contender Pokemon is usually strong enough to steamroll through his team, as Phione demonstrates here. Here are our stats right outside the Elite Four at level 71, and these are pretty solid. Like I said during the Wallace fight, I believe our biggest adversary in the Elite Four is going to be Glacier's Walrein, so if we could take him down, I think we'll be able to see DeBaby in the Hoenn Hall of Fame. We took it down with only a Snom that knew Snore, so if Squish can do it, I don't see why DeBaby can't. Make your final guesses down below in the comment section on whether or not we'll see DeBaby in the Hoenn Hall of Fame. Let's find out. This is it, the Hoenn Elite Four. Starting things off, we have Sydney, the Dark-type specialist, and we took a few hits here and there, but other than that, Phione took his team out like yesterday's trash. Phoebe was even easier than Sydney. I just mashed the A button and watched her Pokemon get washed away by Surf. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Glacia, and this battle was even worse than I could have imagined. I was expecting Walrein to be the issue, but it was instead her two Celios that were our demise. I'll have to steamroll through Sydney and Phoebe a few more times and then try this fight again. I tried again at level 82, and even at this level her Steelios were eating our attacks. Once they went down though, Walrein came in and we get a lucky power hacks in our first secret power, as Walrein retaliates a few turns later with the freeze from Blizzard. Thanks to the paralysis, Walrein didn't have as many chances to assault us while we were vulnerable, but when we got defrosted, Phione got a crit secret power, which was enough to take the walrus down and finish the fight. Just like Phoebe, we spammed the A button and watched Drake's entire team get sent back to the Ice Age. All that's left is the champion Steven Stone. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this so-called champion match was very underwhelming. The only frustrating thing about it were how many full restore Steven Stone packs. It's crazy how vulnerable his team is to Surf. Well, with this anticlimactic victory, we registered the baby into the Hoenn Hall of Fame, and we can prepare ourselves for our next impossible challenge. For our next impossible challenge, we're heading back to Kanto to find out if it's possible to win with only a...
Excuse me, rare boy, but I've seen your so-called contenders, and believe me, nobody can do a solo run like I can.
Trump Shoes? What are you doing here?
I am officially running for the next spot in your Impossible Pokemon Challenge, the series.
Unfortunately, Mr. Trump Shoes, we only accept unevolved or poorly distributed stat Pokemon for these challenges, and you're a fully evolved Pokemon.
That's not an issue, okay? I can evolve and de-evolve myself whenever I want, if that's what it takes to give these people what they want.
Okay? I guess we're gonna find out if it's possible to beat Pokemon Fire Red with only a young goose. So if you don't want to miss that challenge, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned.
You better believe it.
Also, to be sure to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment telling me what your favorite part of the run was. This has been your boy Rare Boy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace!